Welcome to episode number 300 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips for your marketing toolbox. We're excited for our 300th episode with the title Marketing Success Momentum. Continuity requiring a true commitment. This is My Online Toolbox providing weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets to help you grow your business with more quality leads, amplifying more quality. We want to remind people next week, January 11th, we have an exciting workshop. We're going to mention this again at the end of this episode, but the title is The Blueprint for Sustained Business Growth. A contractor shares his success story. Imagine rewinding the clock to the day you launched your business. What advice would you give yourself? Join us as we present a success story of a diversified remodeler, home builder, and general contractor. A lot was learned since 2015, and we're offering an active participation opportunity between companies who helped along the way with the contractor taking center stage. Join us. Don't miss it. It's a great motivation for helping you to get to where you want to be at the end of the year. Last week's episode, we were talking about where will you be next year because the long-term goal must be planned. Check out that episode if you want to start getting into your 2025 and 2026 strategies. The week before that, we were talking about what would you say to a younger self if you had to do it all over again. And the week before that, we were talking about working smarter versus working harder. Too many people? No, it's easy to say, but will you do it? Check that episode out on it being critical to making a great business as you continue to work smarter, since we all know we all could work harder. This week, on episode number 300, we're talking about marketing success momentum, independent of the focus on continuity. And so, what we're going to do is get rid of continuity for a moment. And my Online Toolbox has been doing marketing now for an awful long time, over 35 years to be specific, in 4 different businesses. And so much effort is put by many people to get their marketing success going, but maintaining that momentum is a challenge. And the reason is too many people believe that as soon as you get that snowball up at the top of the mountain, you push it and away it rolls and it just keeps going and going. But that is not what happens when it comes to marketing success, at least for the long term. Momentum has to be forced. It doesn't just keep going on its own. So, what we want to do is make believe many of you have already gotten to the point where your marketing has changed in some capacity, whatever that capacity may be. So, what we want to do is talk about continuity, because let's use My Online Toolbox as a starting point, because what's good enough for the goose is good enough for the gander. We're here now on episode number 300. Try to think about that for a moment and realize we're doing weekly quick tips for 300 episodes. And a lot has gone on in 300 weeks between health, the environment, the economy, you name it. What I mean by environment, hurricanes preventing us from supposedly not having access to electricity, but we made what we needed to do happen in order to stay to our commitment towards this very important aspect of the My Online Toolbox initiatives pertaining to marketing. And so, what you need to do is really take an approach, especially with marketing. Obviously, that's what we're prejudiced towards, but it doesn't matter what other elements of your business you're focusing in on. But many people like to have a particular topic as a checklist and then assume, as they've done it once, automatically everything else is going to happen and fall into place. So you need to make a commitment, whatever that periodic commitment is. It could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be quarterly, but whatever it is, make a commitment, because continuity, it's so easy to create success. It's easy to build momentum, but the momentum is not sustained all on its own. You have to really take a moment. And that's something that My Online Toolbox, for those of you who are a customer of ours, know about with us, that we are really focused in on making sure that continuity is expanding on the success of everything else we've done, but we don't want to lose that momentum. And that unfortunately does happen. We'll have somebody pay us not just for the money, but the time and effort to get the ball rolling. And all of a sudden, things start to get busy, and then they seem to never have time to get Google reviews. They have no time for any social posting. They have no time to provide their images and or videos to us. And 1 week becomes 1 month, becomes 6 months. And then before you know it, we then eventually do get a phone call and they start to say, hey, we're noticing a slowdown. Many times that slowdown, unfortunately, is self-imposed because there is competitors that have begun to catch up, and there's this magical day that they surpass where you were as a leader just a short time ago. So all we do is ask people using this episode number 300 to realize that once you're building that success in whatever the discipline it is that you're focusing in on, take a moment to not just assume that you've built a wave and you're just going to ride it for an indefinite period of time and have that success go on. Just like a wave with surfers, it does come to an end. But then comes the second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave that we like to create on our own rather than just have wishful thinking that it's just going to be happening on its own. So please keep that in mind. And using that example of continuity, please join the workshop on January 11th because it falls right into an example, that a real example of someone who's been successful, but it's been sustained over an extended period of time. We would encourage you to join us to keep that motivation going and doing what you need to do in order to build the momentum and sustain the momentum. Also, we like to remind people that these weekly quick tips, we had some customers remind us about this, which is when you're on the My Online Toolbox Facebook page, please take a moment to like a few of the posts and even comment on a few of the posts. The reason is that Facebook will learn that the content that we're providing is helping you. And unfortunately, if you don't have any interaction with our account, many times Facebook will then assume that you're really not interested, and then what happens is sort of like this event that we're having on January 11th. I've had people say, "Oh, I did not know." Well, unfortunately, we have made every effort to make people be aware of events that we put on, and it's your responsibility to be able to, if you're interested, to like and comment on just a few of the posts, so at least when we do these weekly quick tips, it appears in your feed whenever you log into Facebook on a periodic basis. That's independent of also going to the My Online Toolbox Instagram channel, to following us and liking and loving a few of the posts there, because the tactics that we're showing on our Instagram page is all showing the best of our client projects on an ongoing marketing basis. Also, anybody showing up at Vegas at the end of February for the Builders Remodeler Show will be speaking there yet again, and we would love you to take a moment to come, of course, stop by our presentation, but we'd like to meet you. So many people we don't get a chance to meet, and when you're at these events, we've been able to have a lot of handshakes, so we want to in advance know it's 2 months to go. We'd love you to be able to set aside a time to show up and say hello to us if we've never gotten a chance to meet you. Last but not least, for anyone else new to the My Online Toolbox orbit, if you would love to change your life from 2024 for the next 5 years out, please sign up to the basic industry specific marketing education class by My Online Toolbox. It does wonders in helping you appreciate the many topics that you need to understand in order to change your marketing initiatives, not just for leads, but for more quality leads over an extended period of time. Just go to the website, go to the Marketing and Websites Basic Education tab, and you'll take it from there to learn how to sign up. Other than that, we want to thank you all for staying with us for these hundreds upon hundreds of episodes. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to focus in on grow your business with more quality leads and not just thinking about lead generation. And never forget, start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy year, and we will see you next week.